The air in Mathare was thick with the scent of frying mandotsi and burning charcoal. The narrow alleys bustled with life. Children played with makeshift footballs made of plastic bags, while women shouted over each other, selling everything from second-hand clothes to roasted maize. Inside a cramped one-room shack, Darren, Kwani Otieno sat on a torn mattress, watching his mother count the few crumpled shillings she had made from washing clothes in Westlands. Her hands were rough, her face lined with exhaustion. Kwani, hizi pesa hazitoshi, she sighed, shaking her head. The money wasn't enough. It never was. Rent was due, food was running low, and his little sister, aching, needed school fees. Kwani clenched his fists. He was tired of seeing his mother struggle. Tired of going to bed hungry. Tired of feeling like life had already decided his fate. That night, as he lay on the cold floor, he made a decision: he would not live like this forever. The next day, Jemo found him sitting by the roadside, staring at the endless flow of matates speeding past. Bro, nanajua kuna njia rahisi ya kupata du. Jemo grinned, pulling out a fresh 50-shilling note. Kwani eyed the money. Where did you get that? Jemo chuckled. Hi. Just small business. Kwanza esai anataka kujaribu? Jemo led him to a small duka, where the shopkeeper was distracted, arguing with a boda rider. Take that bread and slide it under your hoodie, Jemo whispered. Kwani hesitated. His heart pounded. He had never stolen before. But then he thought of his mother's tired face. His little sister's empty lunchbox. His fingers closed around the bread. He slipped it under his hoodie and walked out, his pulse racing. Outside, Jemo laughed and clapped him on the back. See? Simple. Now imagine getting paid for something bigger. That night, as he bit into a stolen loaf of bread, something inside Kwani shifted. The first time Kwani met Mzibuda, he immediately knew the man was different. They met behind Gikomba Market, near an abandoned warehouse where the real business of Nairobi happened, deals made in whispers, handshakes that sealed fates. Mzibuda was not like the other thugs Kwani had seen. He wore a crisp white shirt, gold rings on every finger, and shoes so polished they reflected the dusty ground. I hear you're sharp, Mzibuda said, looking Kwani up and down. And you want to make money? Kwani swallowed hard and nodded. Mzibuda smiled. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, neatly wrapped package. Take this to a man called Mrefu in Keol. He'll give you something in return. Don't open it. Don't ask questions. It was that easy. Just pick up, drop off, and get paid. Kwani took the package and walked away. But as he weaved through the crowded streets, he felt something heavy settle in his chest. He told himself it was just business. Just a job. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Kwani was no longer the hungry boy from Mathare. He had new sneakers, a fresh haircut, and money in his pocket. He treated aching to chips and soda at a vibanda in town. She laughed, her small hands reaching for more. Yumanunyua wapi pesa? She asked, chewing happily. Kwani smiled and ruffled her hair. Usijali. Big brother yako amashapita kazi. But his mother wasn't fooled. One evening, she cornered him outside their house. Kwani, where is this money coming from? Kwani looked away. I'm just helping out, Mama. His mother's eyes filled with worry. Helping who? Don't lie to me, mtoto wangu. I know the streets. Kwani swallowed hard. I'm doing what I have to do. She closed her eyes. Na yukikamatwa. Yukifa. Eking atakawa na nani. But Kwani had already convinced himself this was his way out. The night was thick with tension. Inside a warehouse in industrial area, Kwani stood beside Mzibuda, his heart hammering. Across from them, a group of Nigerian suppliers placed heavy bags of powder on the table. Mzee Buddha inspected the goods, then nodded. "We are good." Kwani exhaled. Just another job. Just another deal. Then, gunfire. Police. Kwani hit the ground as bullets tore through the air. He saw Mzee Buddha run. He saw bodies drop. He saw the police storm in, shouting. For days, Kwani hid in abandoned buildings near Dandora. He barely ate. Every time he heard sirens, he flinched. He tried calling Jemo. No answer. He tried reaching Mzee Buddha. Gone. The streets had turned cold. No one wanted to help a hunted man. When he finally called his mother, his voice cracked. "Mama, where are you?" she whispered, fear thick in her voice. Kwani opened his mouth to answer, but then, bang! The door burst open. The police had found him. Kamiti Prison was nothing like the streets. Here, no one cared about your name, your past, or your regrets. Kwani spent his days staring at the walls, thinking of his mother, of aching, of the life he had thrown away. He saw boys like him, some younger, some older, lost in the system, forgotten by the world. One day, he picked up a book from the prison library. It was about a man who had turned his life around. For the first time in a long time, Kwani wondered, was there still a chance for him? Sitting on his prison bed, Kwani wrote the hardest words of his life. "Mama, I am sorry. I wanted to help, but I only brought you pain. I don't know if you can ever forgive me, but I need you to know. I want to change. I will change. For you. For Akin." He folded the letter, his hands shaking. Was redemption possible? Could he escape the web he had spun for himself?